A dog with superpowers joins a group of funny pets to rescue the members of the Justice League who have been kidnapped by a powerful villain. I am Planeta Resman. If you enjoy the videos, please support the channel by liking, subscribing, and enabling notifications. It's free and really helps me keep growing. Now let's get started. The story begins with a cute puppy, who we will know as the pet of a very powerful baby. At this point, the child's parents make the difficult decision to put him on an ultra-technological ship. Their planet is being destroyed rapidly. Their goal is to save him. Just before the journey starts, Krypto, the little dog, chooses to accompany him so he's not alone. And that's how they begin a journey through space until they reach planet Earth. Years later, the baby grows into a man, and one morning we see an adult Krypto. The pet does everything possible to wake him up since it's time to start their routine. We then discover that this man is none other than Spider-Man himself, who will be responsible for maintaining order and justice. With the help of Krypto, both of them manage to stop the thieves, defeat monsters and robots, and save the people of the city, becoming a truly famous duo. We visit a park where the superhero's girlfriend is located. Journalist Lois Lane doesn't hesitate to get romantic with him when she sees him after several days apart. When Krypton finds out what's happening, he starts to imagine the hypothetical future life of this couple. He finds out he's not considered part of their family, so he starts acting very strangely. Lois realizes the situation and advises her boyfriend to help by finding him a companion. That's how Superman becomes Clark Kent, to visit a pet store. There's a boxer dog named Ace here, who has spent so many years in the same cage that he knows every detail and phrase the caretakers say. Next to him is a little pig who dreams of being Wonder Woman, a squirrel who wants to be like Green Lantern, and a turtle who identifies with Flash. They are all surprised when they realize that Ace is trying to escape again. And they talk about the slim chances of being adopted. Right, that's when they're interrupted by an evil bald bunny. She plans to use a special device to align the stars in her favor, and in this way find the absolute power of the planet. But she's so cute and tiny that no one really pays much attention to her. Meanwhile, Clark Kent leaves his pet on the sidewalk as he enters to explore the adoption options. While there, Krypto also adopts his secret identity, donning glasses like his owner. Then we meet another little dog who seems to feel uncomfortable with his company. And Clark Kent talks to the store owner to explain that he's looking for a companion for his pet, since he wants to prevent him from feeling jealous next to his future wife. The woman claims to have the ideal candidate, but upon checking Ace's cage, she finds the puppy missing. While traveling, Ace encounters Krypto, who admits he's not a normal dog as he can't feel pain. In addition, our protagonist reveals his superhero identity to tell him the whole truth about his life. And he also uses his powers to freeze his paws so he can't escape. This leads to an argument where the boxer says if his owner really loved him, he wouldn't consider replacing him with his future wife, and this leaves him completely thoughtful. That afternoon, Superman and his pet discover that a Kryptonite meteorite is about to crash into Earth, so they get ready to stop it. That's why they face the Exploiter in an intense battle, managing to save the city's inhabitants. Everything can go well until our protagonists are caught by the villain. Fortunately, at that moment, we see their friends Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, and Flash arrive to form an indestructible team that can defeat Lex Luthor. So, we understand that the villain wanted to touch a small piece of the Kryptonite meteorite in order to gain some superpower. The worst part is that at the last minute he manages to do it and quickly tries to fly away. Some reason, his plan doesn't work. And that's when none other than Batman shows up to knock him down with a strong punch, while our protagonist returns the piece of Kryptonite to space. What nobody knows is that this small rock has been caught by another being from Earth, thanks to a powerful device. And the one behind all of this turns out to be the evil bunny Lulu, who is willing to do anything to carry out his wicked plan. When the piece of rock touches the floor of the pet shop, we see a wave spreading throughout the place. Then we see a flashback in which we discover that Lulu was one of the animals that participated in the Excluder's experiments to find the powers of Kryptonite. One day, she was saved by Superman and Krypton, who took her to the pet shop to keep her safe. The problem is that because of this, she became bald and so intelligent that she came up with an evil plan until she found the magic rock. In the present, the bunny can fly and has become very powerful due to the meteorite's impact. She quickly figures out a way to escape, and then we discover that this effect also impacted the rest of the animals. That's how we see that the piglet discovers she can shrink or become giant. But the most serious thing of all is that there's a fire, so the rest start to panic. When everyone tries to flee, Eyes discovers his newfound super strength. The turtle is super fast, and the squirrel has the superpower to attack with electricity. Meanwhile, Clark Kent is getting ready for a new date with Lois. When he sees her, our protagonist tries to come up with a way to get rid of her, but he just decides to stay sad and alone at home. On the other hand, Lulu surprises Superman at the door to threaten to destroy him, but he can't understand what she's saying. Then the little bunny pulls out a piece of kryptonite, which weakens him in a matter of seconds and throws him off the rooftop to hurt him. Meanwhile, Kryptonita sobs uncontrollably while listening to a Taylor Swift song, and Lois senses that something is wrong. So she tries to call the Justice League. The confrontation continues when Superman recovers, leading to a fight between the two. Lulu proves to be so strong that she gains the upper hand. At that moment, the protagonist realizes his master is in danger and prepares to defend him. But unfortunately, he can't do it because he has also lost his powers. Because the evil rabbit hid a bit of kryptonite in his food. While weakened, our protagonist manages to communicate with his father, who gives him a motivational speech to keep going. Later, he reaches the park where the store animals are, revealing some of his injuries from being hit by a car. Krypton finds out that everyone else has powers, so he asks them for help to save Superman. The bad thing is that the animals don't pay much attention to him and keep going, trying to find a farm to make a happy home. That's why our protagonist promises to give them a home in exchange for saving his owner, and they all agree. For her part, the new villain of the movie manages to recruit many other hamsters and guinea pigs to carry out her plan, Justo. Batman appears unexpectedly with the intention of stopping her. The surprising thing is that now all the rodents have powers, so a new confrontation begins in which Batman is quickly defeated. And the same thing happens with Wonder Woman when she tries to stop Lulu. Krypto and his new allies soon discover what is happening with the Justice League. Everyone wants to help, but they feel scared about having to face such powerful enemies. When Lulu discovers that our protagonist has survived, she decides to attack his team, and bravely, the other pets prepare to defend him. The problem is that none of them can control their powers, so they're really not much help. For this reason, Kirito takes the initiative to attack Lulu, but she manages to paralyze him with her new gravitational power. She informs him that Superman doesn't want him, as he's considering proposing to his girlfriend without informing him, and she delivers a forceful punch to make him vanish. Meanwhile, Lois Lane goes to the prison to visit Leatherlegs with the intention of questioning him about Lulu, but he tells her that he doesn't know her. Although at this very moment, all the members of the Justice League are trapped in their headquarters. Hours later, Krypto awakens with his team at the Hall of Justice. But he still feels disappointed because Superman is getting married without his consent. Then, Sage decides to approach him and tells him the story of how he discovered that humans are complicated. Many years ago, he was the little puppy of a small girl in a happy family. One afternoon, he went all out to save the baby as she was about to fall down the stairs. The problem is that in doing so, he accidentally bit her arm, and the parents thought he did it on purpose. From then on, he was banished from the house and sent to the pet store for the next few years, unable to find any other family to adopt him. In the present, Aisu tells our protagonist that his friends still can't control their powers, so they're not useful for the battle they have to face. Our protagonist thinks to ask him about Lulu, and he remembers that the little bunny always talked about taking over the world with the support of the Excluder. That's why they both decide to go to the villain's building to stop her using Wonder Woman's invisible jet. But on the way, they run into a cute kitten named Bigots, who is Lulu's best friend and will try to stop them, because he's also a great villain. The good thing is that the pets start working together as a team to begin controlling their abilities with a lot of effort. Krypto devises a plan that allows them to escape from the mustached fur grenades. They then follow Lulu's scent trail to the prison. The villain is visiting Excluder to free him and tell him that she has captured all his enemies. At that moment, our group of super pets suddenly appears to stop her. But she has an ace up her sleeve, so she threatens to crush our protagonist if they don't obey her. So she manages to lock them all up and release the exploder, hoping to work together from now on. Surprisingly, the villain betrays her by locking her in her own cell, no longer needing her assistance. Still, Lulu remains calm, having a secret plan. It turns out that she has installed a secret bomb in the building where the Justice League is, and it will explode in a few minutes. Also, 2 of her rodent friends have come to rescue her. Soon after, Krypto realizes he has changed as he discovers his ability to fly. This means that his powers have returned, and that's why he manages to free his friends quickly at just the right moment. The others offer to help him, but he tells them that they've already done enough, and he leaves alone to start a new pursuit against Lulu. Meanwhile, Lewis is in a helicopter broadcasting everything that's happening on the news. And we witness the moment when Lulu ejects a ship with all the superheroes inside to make them explode in space. The villain attacks the reporter, forcing Krypto to choose between saving Superman or Lois. He throws Lois violently, intending to kill her. Fortunately, our protagonist manages to save Lois and doesn't hesitate to start a new battle against Lulu, who uses her incredible gravitational power to press the button that activates the explosive. Meanwhile, the gang of pets does everything they can to save all our missing superheroes. But within seconds, the dreaded explosion occurs. Luckily, the kids have managed to rescue the Justice League in time, and everyone is freed at the exact moment when Krypto delivers the final blow to Lulu to defeat her. Or well, that's what we thought. Because the little villain uses her last tactic to turn into a giant, almost invincible monster with a thirst for revenge to destroy the whole city. That's how we see an epic final battle over the next few minutes. In it, all the pets work together with the human superheroes to bring justice. At one point, Krypto decides to travel to space to strengthen himself using the sun's power. This way, he returns invincible and with a great impact. Finally, he manages to defeat Lulu, who is locked in a hot dog cart by her own friends. Thanks to this, Krypto finally reunites with Superman, understanding that he must accept his decision to be happy with the girl he loves. The best part is that each member of the Pet Squad gets a new owner, among the superheroes of the Justice League, including Ace, who becomes the official pet of none other than Batman. This was Detective Comics' League of Super Pets. Don't forget to like, comment about what other movies you want to see on the channel, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the upcoming videos.